We have this obsession with a large penis. But the question is, what size is considered large? We all have different sizes in our heads. And as a result, we begin to pursue huge sizes. And my argument is always that for most Black people, most of them, except for a few maybe, but majority, your penis size is actually above average. It's actually very good. Micro penis is not a very common finding in a lot of us. So most Zambians that you will find, most of them, their penises are of good size. So there's no need to go out there and start looking for things to enlarge your penis. And here's another thing. The sad part, and this is really, really, really sad about penis enlargement, is that what size is enough? Mm-hmm. Now ask yourself, the vaginal tract to which you are trying to enlarge the penis for, unfortunately, that tube is elastic. When did you last see the actual size of the head of a baby? A newly born baby. Remember that head comes from the vaginal tract itself, and it's accommodated nicely without problems. Okay? So when we are talking size, that's what you are competing with. So stop. You can't win this size issue. It doesn't matter the size that you get to. That vaginal tract is elastic enough, it will accommodate you nicely, easily, without problems. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be as big as my hand or as big as my leg, provided it's not the same as the head of a baby, you'll be accommodated without issues. Yeah. Well, here's the issue. The issue is that it comes back. That's why also the issue of does the vagina become loose if someone sleeps with so many men? Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But other men will say otherwise. Doc.
No, it doesn't. It comes back. The looseness that you see is because of childbirth. If someone has had a baby, yes, there may be some looseness. But even that looseness that comes with childbirth, it can actually be managed with Kegel exercises. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are women who understand these things so well that they've had many children. But when you go in there, it feels like she's young, but she's had many children. Why? Because they understand Kegel exercise. Mm-hmm. They didn't let themselves go. Yeah. But if it's just about sleeping with men, it doesn't distend and become permanently stretched because of several men. No. If, say, for example, someone sort of like ejaculates very fast, like within 2 minutes you're done, it doesn't add to a marathon. That's a myth, really.
It's not okay for someone to ejaculate in 2 minutes, though.
Well, that would be considered erectile dysfunction. Yes, that would be considered erectile dysfunction. It's actually considered premature ejaculation, and there's treatment for that. Mm-hmm. There are tablets that are given to manage that. Yeah.
What does it do?
Well, if there's a man out there and you're struggling with early ejaculation, don't be shy about it. Come to the clinic. We'll link you up to a specialist, and they'll assist you. They will first of all investigate you and see what's causing it. Because one of the causes of premature ejaculation that is neglected is a nagging wife. A nagging wife, I'm using it quote unquote, mm-hmm. or a nagging girlfriend, or a mm-hmm. girlfriend or a partner that, the relationship is not okay, it's strained. It can cause, erectile dysfunction. And some of the solutions don't even require drugs. You just need to fix the relationship. Back to the issue that you asked about, can a round, is it equivalent to running a marathon? There it depends on the actual type of round. Because like I said, if you're ejaculating very early, it does not add up to that. The round that is referred to that may be equivalent to running a marathon is that one where when you are done, you sleep. Now, which brings me to the next point. There are men who like to claim that, naka birivisa, I did 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Naka peteka. Now, we were not there, first of all, to confirm that you did those rounds.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 2, Remember that we are talking about the fact that if you do a good round, you should be able to sleep and then recover.
One.
Yeah, you should be able to sleep and then recover. Because even your erection itself is supposed to recover. Okay? We know that human biology requires time to recover. You can only do so many rounds in a night. And majority of men out there who claim to do those several rounds, they are just making stories. Because if we ask the women involved, I think this issue of rounds, let the women tell us and say, no, so and so, and several rounds. Then we'll believe. Because guys can say anything to create.
Is it possible for a man above, say, 40 to do these 4 rounds, 5 rounds?
Usually, if you do a round properly, 1 round is enough. If you do it properly, 1 round is enough.
1 round is enough.
If you do it properly, yes. 1 round is enough. Because by then, your energy, remember, sex takes a lot of energy. Your energy, you'll be drained, literally. And there's also that recovery period that has to happen. Yeah. So that's why usually when you check, and I'm sure most men will agree, the so-called first round usually is fast. Usually it's fast. It's the second one that lasts longer. Yeah. For most men, anyway. It's the second one that lasts longer. And so sometimes you find that for men who struggle with early ejaculation, talk to your partner that let the first one go fast. Yeah. And then do it properly the second time. Now you will notice that if you do it properly, usually, for a normal man out there, when they do it properly, they sleep. Bamagona, my guys. Now, if you've slept and because you are tired and you've done it properly, when are you going to do another one and another one and another one? And it's because of this peer pressure. That's why I find that people drink pwanya something.
I was actually getting to
they
that.
Drink mtototo. Now, what that does is that, yes, it will give you a longer erection. It will give you an erection that lasts longer. But you are risking. Okay, here's what you are risking by that. You are risking what we call priapism. You know what priapism is?
No.
Priapism is an erection that doesn't go away and begins to cause pain.
Oh.
And now the reason you have pain is because the penis is dying. That's the reason you have pain. And when you have priapism, it's an emergency. You have to get to a hospital quickly. Because if you delay to get to the hospital, that's the last erection you ever have. Yeah. And these are the guys now who begin to give us problems. No, doc, it doesn't shine. You forget that you drank something and you killed it. Because here's how the penis dies. You see, the mechanism of an erection is basically blood into a spongy tissue. It gets locked inside, and that's what gives the penis an erection. And it has to stay there for a limited period of time. Beyond a certain period of time, that blood in there loses all the oxygen it had, and the tissues begin to die. Yeah, and that's why priapism is dangerous.
Doc, so every time, especially during short time, you've got these people selling all sorts of things, mutototo.
Kulikaja ka coffee ka green kaja.
How
those things work?
They work.
I mean, those things work. Have you tried mtototo?
No, I haven't, Doc. Maybe you can give me some after the show.
No, those things work. The only problem you have with those things is that because the dosing is not properly calibrated, they may end up causing kidney failure, liver failure in some people. But the biggest risk you have is priapism. Yeah. The other risk you have is that if you have hypertension and other problems, including these modern drugs, they've killed people. You've heard stories of people who've died on top.
On top?
Yeah. They are documented stories, some public figures who've literally died on top. Why? Because they took the blue pill. Yeah. Because to them, they had a story that my friend said, if I drink 2 of these or 3 of these, anzaka bilivisa kamfanak. And then You take 3 of those or 2 of those blue pills plus alcohol on top. Ndawenda paja wazima na wazimu. Wafera pamwamba pamwana waveni.